Good morning, everybody. I am very happy to be here because I feel I am very positive to quality assurance. I think it's a benefit for the quality itself and for the students involved and for the society afterwards. That is my standpoint. I have been working in quality assurance agency for 15, almost 20 years. And for the last 10 years, I have been working on the European area in ENQA systems. So my speech, when it comes up, will bear the logo of the European Network of Quality Assurance Agencies. I will talk more from a European perspective than from my Norwegian perspective. Well, I can continue to talk. I know little about higher education in Kyrgyzstan, even barely nothing. But I do think, I'm almost 100% certain, that you all have ambitions to build up the very best higher education that is. And not only that, I am fairly sure that you want to see, that other countries will experience that you have this good quality. And for this purpose, you will need academic freedom, you will need academic competencies, and you will need sufficient resources. And at last, you will have to document your quality and show it to all. You also have to have a well-functioning quality assurance in place. Systematic quality assurance that, as I said, documents results and further improvements. You will need to adapt to transparency for good days and for worse when things are bad. That is really a kind of good report to see also, because you recognize when things are bad and you are able to improve them. So transparency, not only for the positive decisions. The Bologna process aims at strengthening convergence and compatibility in the European higher education area. That does not, however, mean that all have to be similar and alike. It's, on the contrary, flexibility and divergence are appreciated values. It's just so we have structures and a common language, but the internal quality and education can be different. I believe that the Bologna process has had a surprisingly strong impact on many issues, and that this, through the almost 20 years since the initial signatures, have brought higher education in the European higher area closer together. The Bologna reform. What has happened? We've got the degree structure, 3 years plus 2 years plus 3 years, or the bachelor, master, and PhD. That came in 1999. After that, we have had a tremendously development of the quality assurance. That has been really one of the success stories of the Bologna process. We have had systematized the internal quality assurance at the institutions, as well as the external quality assurance done by the agencies. And these two are interlinked. They are not good enough one or the other. They are good enough when they act together, the internal and the external quality assurance. So when you build up, you have to see them in a combination. The Bologna Declaration is the joint declaration of 29 European ministers in 1999. This declaration is the main guiding document in the Bologna process. Later, with new documents, the concept of the European higher education area was a kind of a phrase or a concept that occurred for the first time in 2010. And in 2015, we got, through the minister's declaration there, we got also a focus on the ECTS, the European Credit Transfer System, which is also a document that will be in quality assurance today. The workload of students, for example, it's very important to see that that is in place. That was as simple. It has been a steady process in almost 20 years, and quality assurance has been one of the success factors. But, and I said, pointed out the ECTS, but also there are other elements that I won't focus upon. You have also recognition, for example. Recognition of foreign education has developed very much in those 20 years. The social dimension of higher education, employability of students, and also student-centered learning. Not to talk about that, that is a new issue from 2015 and onwards. Be focused on the students, involve them more. I will tell more about that. But before I proceed, I will show you what is ENQA. ENQA is the network of professional quality assurance agencies. It's a membership organization, and we share good practice and experiences, and we try to support countries when they build their quality assurance policies and expertise. So we support and we develop, but if you look at the last point here, the criteria for membership is that every agency undergoes a successful external review against the European standards and guidelines. So it's not only the universities that are going to have an external review. The agencies are also expected to undergo external reviews. They taste their own medicine. They are not strange to these reviews themselves. Here you can see a picture of all the countries where we have member agencies, so it's spread all over Europe. After that picture was made, Kazakhstan also is in our membership group. So they were affiliates, but from 2016, November, December, they became November. Thank you. You became members.
I am from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, good. And that is the European platform. We also have a much wider approach. There are a lot of agencies, both in the United States, South America, in Africa, and also in Australia, that are eager to at least have a contact with ENQA through being affiliates. And the common language there is very often the European standards and guidelines. And in Africa and in Australia and other regions of the world, they try to transform those European standards and guidelines into their own region's standards and guidelines. You're talking about relevance for working life. And the standards, they are not made by politicians or by the ministry. They are designed and developed and designed by this quality assurance network, the European University Association, the European Student Association, and also the new thing is we include in this development the association Business Europe, the association for employers, and also the association for teachers. So it's not a politician document, it is our document, and the politicians have signed it. That is all. The standards in there are generic. They should allow for diversity within a common framework, and the focus from 2015 and onwards is on learning. Do the students actually learn? It's more on learning than what do I teach as a teacher. The students are more in focus than before. The principles, higher education institutions yourself have the main responsibility for your provisions. It's said, the university, it is said in very many national laws that express that you have the responsibility for it. But to have the responsibility for quality doesn't mean that you are left alone. That just means that we will look into, if you take that responsibility, we look into the accountability. A European quality, external quality assurance in higher education is based upon the ESG and shall always respond to diversity in the country and in the sector. When I started 20 years ago, I said, in Norway we do this and in Norway we do that, and that should be the way that other countries do it. But I don't say that anymore. I say, what is the conditions in your country? Then develop the standards according to that. The purpose of the ESG, they set a common framework so that we can speak about quality assurance. They are not only control, they will also facilitate for enhancement of quality. They lead us also to have, because in the standards and guidelines it said that you have to go prepare full reports of your quality assurance businesses, and then they give us information about quality assurance in your country, if you do make proper reports. And with good reports, and a conclusion that you act in accordance with ESG, it is a support to mutual trust. And that is the basis for the mobility of students and teachers across borders in Europe and in a wider global perspective. This is my favorite picture. I will not say anything else but that the higher education institutions, they are the value producers. You are making higher education. You have the responsibility also to keep it on high quality. But then there are others that are interested. Your Vice Minister here today, he gave a presentation that was very good, I think. It covered the most of ideal quality assurance. So the minister now is about, as I understand, to give you a new law. He will influence your work. And then there are quality assurance agencies that come close on you and look at you, so you're not completely free. But the result is that somebody makes a report that shows that you take on your responsibility and you have good quality. Remember that. Others can see that you're a good institution. And then you have the Bologna process and the European higher education area. Maybe not you, but we do in the European countries. And that has had a great impact on our work. So we are not acting alone. The teacher is not acting alone anymore. It's not that issue of academic freedom. We are in a community, in an institution, in a country, and in a wider global perspective. ESG has 3 parts. 1, for the institution's own quality assurance. 2, the way quality assurance agency should act. And part 3 is the quality assurance of the quality assurance agency. It covers the entire quality assurance cycle: plan, do, act, change. It's not that you do things and you forget the result. You have to take care of the result and use it for further improvements. That is the quality, the whole quality circle. This is how the document looks like, ESG 2015. That is the official English language document. And part 1 shows what are the standards that you have to look upon when you build up your internal quality, or when a European country, university, build up their own internal quality assurance system. The standards are standards. You have to comply. But the guidelines in this document is very valuable as guideline. Look at it, and it can give you valuable input for your own work. I wonder if you have read through, you have also this translated into Russian, I know, and Kazakh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder if you have read it. If you can see from this that there is something that you would struggle with. I think that this 1-3, student-centered learning, is very hard. It makes a shift in approach. It's not the teachers anymore, it's what the learners learn and how to document it. It's not easy, but the European countries have to at least. And also public information. I have traveled a lot and I see that to publish fully reports, that is hard. Some publish only the positive reports, some publish only the decisions, not the reports, and that is not it. The expectation is that you need to publish full reports in good and bad days. Your Vice Minister said something about changing from the program approach to an institutional approach. And we see trends in Europe now that there is a trend to go to change to more soft approaches, more fitness for purpose, not the hard way, the accreditation of programs. Especially agencies that have had a long experience that they have. There are many experienced agencies in Europe. And especially those are moving from program accreditation to a more softer institutional approach. And they will have both, that is also was indicated in the first speech here this morning. It is also a work that goes beyond the minimum standards so that we can foster excellence, not only good enough, but try to develop something excellent. And it is a greater importance given to the usefulness and readability of reports, that they really are readable and not only a tick-off control report. And we focus on wider involvement of stakeholders this time, that you are recommended to involve more international participants in your work, and also involve representatives from working life, and you have to involve students. They are very, very valuable for you, for your quality work. And I think that is challenging. When I told that to a group, even of European countries, they said, what? Students, are they that valuable? We know what should be quality. But listen to the students, they are really interesting when they are left to open themselves to what is quality. Challenges. Adapting to the requirements in ESG 2015, good practice has developed in many agencies for several years, but for some agencies, big changes are still ahead. The students' involvement, as I said, the public publishing of reports, and the collaborative relationship between agencies and higher education institutions, and also the society around. And quality assurance of alternative delivery modes, the distance learning, the MOOCs, when using the information technology, we are not that good to quality assure those kinds of deliveries of programs, and not even joint programs or cross-border programs. We should be better in quality assurance on all modes. And also, we see that the agencies, the independence thing, it was mentioned here, who is a member of an independent agency? Could a minister representative, could a ministerial representative be a member of an independent agency? Yeah, we are discussing that, and we are curious about that. And from that, I would tell something from Norway. We do not, the minister appoints our board, but does not interfere after that. But I can see from other countries, from Spain, for example, there are active rectors, there are representatives from the ministry in the board. So we choose different situations. You just have to choose a model that you can defend and that you can explain as independent. But you cannot just say independent and that is it. You have to explain what is independence to you. Remember, ESG is about quality assurance, not quality, but the quality assurance is for quality. Quality has no universal definition. It is contextual and subjective. It is dependent on your nation and your culture and much more than that. But I will recommend you, as countries here, curious about building up quality assurance, read the ESG and learn them almost by heart, because I think it is a good tool. It gives very good input, even though you have not it's not obligatory for you to relate to them, but be curious and read the ESG. And also, again, teachers, students, and administration. Togetherness makes a difference. Thank you.